Ori Jacobson. Please have a warm applause for Ori. Ori is a saxophone player from Tel Aviv, Israel. He has performed at the North Sea Jazz Festival, the Montreux Jazz Festival, and the Red Sea Jazz Festival. He completed his undergraduate study at Berkeley with a full tuition scholarship. And during his time at Berkeley, Ori performed alongside Esperanza Spalding, Ambrose Akinmusir, Sean Jones, Stephen Aries, Susanna Baca, and Antonio Serrano. I would like to acknowledge his advisor, Alan Chase, and on the committee, Professor Lefteri Cordis, and we have the pleasure to have Tiger Akoshi. Please acknowledge Professor Akoshi here with us. Thank you for an applause. And the title of this presentation is Bridges. Ori, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. My project that I'm gonna introduce is basically about how I try to find my own voice as a musician through who I am as a person. So I will give a background with followed by music that I played with my band called Fading Bridges. And it's going to be only written, so you can read the... Yeah. Um, so yeah, that was to give some background of where I'm coming from, and okay. So then the second part of the presentation, how I'm gonna find my own identity through a musical journey. So let's start with who I am. I was born to. I have two sides of my family. The first side is from Germany, and the second part are Egyptians. My mom's side, and I was born in Israel. So I had this kind of, Israel in general is a melting point of many cultures. But I grew up into these two kind of cultures. And in a way, I always had a conflict, like trying to find who I was between these two sides. I don't want to overgeneralize in anything, but from my experience, the way I perceived it growing up, was that my German side of my family were more like analytical, logical, sometimes like very smart, but sometimes even cold. In compared to my other side, the Egyptian part that is very like emotionally based and warm, but also sometimes less intellectual. They work more by the emotions. So as a person, I always had this kind of dilemma within myself. So I was thinking, if that's who I was, it took me many years to try to, and I still try to figure it out within myself. So I was trying to connect it to my music and see what happens if I do that. So let's talk about what defines me musically. I grew up hearing both European classical music from my dad's side and also classical Egyptian music from my mom's. I grew up listening to Kulthum and Farid al-Atrash, but also, yeah. And growing up, I was playing classical piano, and I was taught from a young age, like in the European perspective, people sometimes assume that the Arabic music is inferior because it doesn't have, it's monophonic, and it doesn't have like the rich harmony and counterpoint that we can find in Arabic music. And for that reason, along the years, I kind of forgot about my Egyptian background and just stick to European education. But I was trying to get back to it now. Yeah. Even though many Israeli professional classical and jazz musicians have not considered Arabic music a serious subject of study, Arabic music elements, it's still very common in the popular culture, in the pop music. When I was 10, I started to play the saxophone. My teacher showed me John Coltrane, and it really changed my life. Like, it was the first time that I heard something that has no lyrics, but really delivered a message. And it was very different for anything else I heard. And I got pulled by this art form and kept doing it ever since. Yeah, and since then I dedicated my life basically to mimic and understand like other players like in the jazz history, such as Coltrane, Wayne Shorter, Sonny Rollins, John Henderson, to name a few. But at some point, and especially after studying the global program, I started to ask myself, what is my contribution to this art form? And except mimicking other players who came before me in the history, although it's an amazing art form. So I was asking myself, what can I bring to this legacy out of my own personal experience? And that's what led me to the project. So the process in order to achieve this goal was, first of all, studying with Simon Shaheen, who is an amazing oud and violin player from Palestine. With him, I tried to cover listening and learning classical Arabic music, especially Egyptian compositions and artists. Learning makams, the Arabic scales, the ornaments, and microtones. Talk about improvisation concepts in classical Arabic music. The second part of the process was to study with Lefteris Cordis, who is also playing on the recording and is an amazing pianist, the jazz pianist from Greece, that also very invested in these cultures. And with him, it was about focusing about using Arabic, Turkish, and ancient Greek music theories and concepts and incorporating them into advanced jazz harmony and improvisation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the research I made. The first makam I'm going to talk, and the main one, because I'm trying to be concise and show like much depth as I could, So the makam is called Nawa Athar, and it's basically a harmonic minor sharp 4 in our way of determining it. Okay, and I will play a short audio sample by Farid al-Atrash, who's an Egyptian artist using this scale. Or am I? 1 second. Okay. Sorry. It's supposed to work. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Okay, I got it. All right. Here we go. Thank you.
جميل جمال ملوش مثال جميل جمال ملوش مثال جميل جمال ملوش مثال جميل جمال ملوش مثال ولا في الخيال صدق اللي قال زي الغزال جميل جمال.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what I did with the scale. So I basically tried to look at it as a diatonic environment and do the same process that I did in jazz and what we do in harmony in European and jazz harmony studies. So the first stage was to harmonize. I did 4 voices for my own experience. In my own research, I did triads, 4 voices, but also like all the tensions, still 13. But for now, I'm going to focus on the 7th chords. So let's hear how it sounds when I harmonize it. Okay, let's just scale first. And now the harmony. And then I said, if that's the case, I can basically imply this harmony over a D minor. So in the next examples, I'm going to show quick examples of me playing. I will start with the 2nd degree over a D minor. Third degree. 4th. And now the A major 7 over D minor is going to be major 7 flat 9, because I really enjoy the sound, and that's the extension of the tensions. The next one is going to be the B flat major, sharp 9. The next step is would be, I went backward. So I said if the B flat major 7 is a 6th degree, so if I see a B flat major 7, I can just play this Nawad Athar over it in jazz context, which is, yeah, so let's hear that. So it's D Nawad Athar over B flat major 7. And now over A major 7. So that was the main part of the research. And this process I will continue doing with other scales, but that's just for the matter of time. Here I just wrote some of the maqams that I covered with Simon this year. In the next composition, you're gonna hear mostly maqam Rast and Bayati. That's the next composition I'm gonna play. The idea here is the bass line is based on the maqam, and the harmony can be random because all the harmony, if you see on measure 38, you see all the chords over the bass line. So you can basically choose random chords from the maqam. That they are extensions of the maqam over the bass line. And I'm playing the maqam over it, and hopefully that would make it make sense. So let's hear this. Yeah. All right. Thank you. The next tune we're gonna look at is a tune 3. We'll find a better name, I promise. And in this one, what I was trying to do is like find stuff to play over as a augmented major 7. That is this kind of cliche in jazz. It's really easy to go into licks or like play the augmented scale, but I was trying to find ways to use it, like to get it a different sound. So what I was playing a lot with a Hijaz scale and sound. Over that, it's basically, you can just hear it. And also the Saba Makam, that sounds like that. So the thing I liked about the Saba Makam is a flat 7 and major 7 that is not very common in jazz. It's not a sound that I'm used to hear. So I try to incorporate all these things and some ornaments and over this tune. So let's hear it. yeah, that's basically it. So, thank you. Yeah, really special thanks for the musicians, the amazing Lefteris Cordis on piano, Henry Beale bass, Vyatar Slivnik. Yeah, thanks to myself too, I guess. Daniel Babai for mixing and studio engineering. Dean Albeck, studio engineer. Yeah, and the amazing advisors, Alan Chase, whose knowledge us every week. Was an amazing experience meeting him. Tiger, that thanks to him I'm even here. He's the one who auditioned me in Israel 4 years ago. And also all the inspiration and guidance over the years here in Berkeley. And Lefteris Cordis for the amazing year and sharing his amazing knowledge. And Simon Jain, the teacher, Bruno Raberg, that helped me a lot with the composition process. Ned Rodenberg, who helped me with some microtones ideas. And the BGI, the Berkeley Global Jazz faculty. It was an amazing year. Thank you, special thanks to Danilo Perez and Marco for the guidance and all the amazing faculty. Terry Lynn, Joe Lovano, John Patitucci, Dave Liebman, George Garzon, Adam Cruz, Ben Street, Alan Pasqua. I learned so much this year. And Mom and Dad, thank you.
Yes.
Couldn't have been here without you.
Ori Jacobson, wonderful. Congratulations. Tiger, you want to start? It's all your fault.
Wow. Well, I wrote some stuff here, I think. I think it's so nice for you to revisit your past, what happened, and how you arrived here today, and keep that note. Dark day will come. We gotta go through all that stuff, you know? We know that. And that note you have written will help you to go through, okay? So like when you get to 60, 70 years old, and if you have some doubts, go back there and say, oh, yes, I remember this, okay? And I wrote like, when I was a student at Berkeley in 1972 to 75, none of the students could play like you. We came a long way, you know, it's great.
Thank you.
And I listened to the whole thing, and something about your attitude. If somebody plays like Coltrane, it's an insult, I think. If Coltrane shows up here, he will hate you. He'll say, what the heck are you doing? That's me. You know what I mean? But everything you played, fast, slow, something about the chanting you always have. I think you know that, probably. And I want you to know why you sound so peaceful and chanting and like that is because of the tenor. Tenor saxophone is closest to human voice. I'm a trumpet player. I cannot do that kind of stuff. Okay, keep that in your mind, all right? So keep talking like that. Keep chanting through it. And we wish, all of us wish for something different. So don't be too pacific about it. Give listener to enjoy their own wishes and thoughts, okay? And identify it's important things, maybe. However, we identify ourselves to be able to join others more comfortably, not to separate yourself. Okay, that's an important thing. And again, it's a music is not for us; it's for the listeners. So keep looking at what other people want you to do, instead of this is me, this is what I wanted to do. Hey, wait a minute, are you happy with that? You know what I mean? Always what people want you to do is really important. And once you start to play that kind of stuff in front of the audience goes, oh my God, yeah! And your emotion gets flied up, and you play better, and audience goes. That interaction between the performer on the stage and the audience goes through all that. That's going to give you a lot of strengths, I think.
Okay.
And that's where we grow up, exchanging the emotion through the music. You know what I mean? And listening to some of the jazz players, new jazz players of today, for me, some players brings me back to 60s. And it's okay, but you bring me to some untouched place in myself, in my heart. I think that's even more important, I think. That's about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
Ori, that was beautiful. The presentation itself, you've really worked on developing it even since we last met, and the clarity was beautiful. I'll talk about the music in a minute, but I wanted to say that there have been many people in this program who have had to change their project in the middle, including a couple of ones that were kind of similar reasons for your reason to change, but no one has admitted it publicly and explored it and opened that up to the audience to my memory. And that was beautiful that you did that, because we learned a lot from what you said at the beginning, and then for the creative problem-solving way that you applied what you learned from Simone and Lefteris and brought it to an original creative statement. The music itself is beautiful. The band plays so well, but I am, even though I've been your advisor all year, just now I'm realizing you're even more powerful player than I even knew. The music, the playing is extremely, it's not just impressive, it's very real and personal and expressive, but it is impressive. I mean, you can play some altissimo and you can get around the horn beautifully, but you're using that as a tool for personal expression and creativity and in the moment in a beautiful way. That's what matters to me most, although I do want to go practice. It's just congratulations on doing a great recording session. I was there and saw how your teacher, Mr. Okoshi, helped the session as well as a set of ears in the room. But you captured excellent. It's hard to do that. To get that kind of spontaneous open playing on tape is difficult, and you really did a very beautiful job of it. Great band as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Good. Yeah, Ori, I wish to congratulate you too. I think that what I heard today showcase how much you have grown this year. Maybe this is one of the best things I've ever heard you sounded like this year, and it's very, very, very nice that this comes at the end of your year, and you make such a strong, very strong music statement, both as a composer and as a saxophone player. I completely agree with Alan. As a saxophone player myself, I really resonate with your sound, the way you're using the register, how expressive you are. I mean, I'm really inspired. You know, to hear you play like this. You know, I've been checking you out all year, and you know, I think this is really a very beautiful statement of your progress and your research. I think the presentation from the last time you did in class has also grown a lot. I'm very glad the way you presented everything. You didn't present the first part, and I'm sorry to hear that your idea did not work. But I do want to congratulate you to have had that idea. I think it's important that, and music can do that. And so my question that I have now is, are you going to put that idea away, or you still going to try to pursue it?
I'm probably still going to try it at some point.
Take the probably away.
Okay, yeah, I will.
I think you should.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
No, it's important for
I
me.
think you could find a way.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm sure there's musician that, if you create the scenario and the platform, it could really work and it could be a nice example. I would really encourage you to do that. But congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ori, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what I learned a little bit about the journey that you are on. You have not reached the destination. You are on the journey, but I want to remind you that you have an amazing passport, and that is your music. That's the passport to reach the destination. What I hear is very poignant, existential questioning. That's the journey, those questions. Who knows if we find the answers, but it's so important to ask the questions. Very strong music. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ori, first of all, I want to congratulate you. Throughout the year, we have some challenging times, and you stood up and show care, respect, and an impeccable ability. You have this acting quality about you that I always, every time I see you, I'm trying to like, is he mad? Is he happy? You keep me guessing, and I love it, mysterious. So I don't know how you really feel. And today, I saw an answer to that. I saw how much you have that secret place that like the children, like I'm not gonna tell anybody what I'm into all this year, but and the music has that feeling too. And actually, I agree with, I heard development on your sound, development on your perspective about it, and music, and it's coming across, One of the things, I have actually a couple questions. When you say Egyptians, that's a preconception, right? Less intellectual, and the Germans are more knowledgeable. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. I think I was trying to not be too generalizing, but that was my impression growing up with my two sides of my family. Like I try to find, because one side, is very like kind of doctors, but also like, very intellectual people with degrees, and the other side is more like, more like warm but less like intellectual. That's basically like in my family. It's not like.
And now, how's your view now?
The same, just appreciating more the benefits of each side.
Okay. There is any books you would recommend on this that inspire you for this project, like books or movies or writers or who make,
There are many, but I can't like recall now specific names.
All right.
But
because the Egyptian invented the pyramid.
Yeah.
Okay. So
no. That's why I said it's only in my family.
Right.
Like that.
The other thing I wanted to nobody knows how to deal with unexpected.
Yeah.
How do you rehearse the unknown? I heard that in the music, and I agree with what he says. It's in a journey, it's going that way. My sense of everything I heard, I would actually recommend you to invest a little more energy, because you made a couple comments like nobody plays a major 7 over, and it's been done in the blues.
Yeah.
Blues broke a lot of these things. I would actually recommend to invest more energy into the blues, and then start seeing the accident, as you want to call it, or perspective, where you actually can see a lot of the things saying, wow, how our life gets revisited and gets told in a different way, because it would be an essential opportunity for you, since you live in America so much, learning a lot of the Afro-American classical music, and then mixing it up from that perspective with all this. I think that would give you an added depth to this journey you're on. But my congratulations that you're on, and it's been a privilege working with you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Ori Jacobson. Please stay with us for KRM in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Also, one more thing.
Yes.
I didn't mention that a lot of the research is based on what Lefteris is doing. And he like opened me up to all these ideas with harmonizing the makams.
Of course.
I just want to say congratulations, and I want to thank you also for working with me this. It's been 6 months, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned a lot from you, not only on the musical side of things. I love your sound. It's very direct and honest. That's what I really admire in your playing and your compositions as well. But also I admire your courage to present the first part of your project, because we had a discussion. You asked me whether you should present it or not. So I really like the fact that you presented your original idea. And I have a question similar to Marco, if your tune Fading Bridges will become at some point Solid Bridges.
I hope.
So congratulations again.
Yeah. Thank you.